Welcome, Scott.
What happened is Arlo, my roommate here, and I were driving downtown San Bernardino, and we were pulled over. I ran a red light. I was turning right-hand turn. The police were following very close distance behind me, made me very nervous, so they had a right to pull me over. And immediately, upon approach with the police, they want to know where the marijuana is. And they did the pen test on me while I was in the car, and I've done a lot of research since then, and has nothing to do with marijuana whatsoever. So he wants me to do the one where you stand with your foot up, and I haven't drank anything today, so I'm having a problem anyway, right? Can't do this one, and then he wanted me to do the 9 steps, and I did all of that, and touch my nose, and I got all 8 of those right. I didn't mess those up whatsoever. It had me blowing the breathalyzer. I blew a 000 2 times, and he says, well, the good news, Mr. Bledsoe, is that you have 0 alcohol in your system. He said, the bad news is you're under the influence of marijuana, and I'm arresting you for DUI. And so I was taken to Central Detention Center in San Bernardino and was kept there for about 8 hours. So the next day, I get out of jail. I get out of jail at night, and I don't have my keys for the car. They're not in evidence. Nobody has them. They've not been written down anywhere. Arlo didn't have them.
They wouldn't release them to me.
So I call back. I was told to call back at 8 a.m. the next day to the police department. I call out to find out where my keys were. They said they did not have them, and I couldn't do anything about it until 8 a.m. Monday morning. And they took me back up the mountain. A friend of mine, Deb, took me and Arlo back up the mountain. And then we went back down there. I took a shower, got dressed, made up a big, huge sign.
Like 4 foot by 3 foot. Huge, maybe bigger.
And on one side it had San Bernardino Police Accountability Corruption Index, and it had corruption at 100% on a bar graph, and it had accountability at 0% on a bar graph. And on the other side it said, lose the sleeves, find the keys, and I went to the police department, and I went inside, and I asked them what their policy was for protesting. I had my bullhorn with me. I plan to use that, too. They said, oh, you can't use the bullhorn, but you can protest all you want. And he said, by the way, what's the sleaze? And I said, well, the sleaze is your police department gathers evidence and takes things from people and doesn't log them in. There's no accountability. Nobody knows where the keys are to my truck. You tell me I got to wait till Monday at 8 a.m., and then that guy's going to tell me I have to wait till Friday at 8 a.m., and in the meantime, you're going to lose my keys, and they're gone. And that's the only set of keys I have to that truck. It has my house, my car, my post office box, everything. I need those keys. Well, Mr. Bledsoe, I can't help you. I told you what your recourse was. Go ahead and do your protest. So I go outside, and I start chanting, since he told me I couldn't use my bullhorn. I'm chanting San Bernardino, corrupt police, and things like that. No less than being out there 5 minutes. Then the watch commander walks out with my keys in an envelope. Right?
All right.
So they didn't have the keys, right?
Yeah.
So this is what kind of police
kind of bullshit you're always up against. Always.
Right. I did one thing wrong in all of this whole situation. I should never have agreed to take the field sobriety test. Don't ever agree to do them. You don't have to do them. You're not required to do them. Don't ever volunteer to take the field sobriety test. I had just assumed that because I use marijuana daily and all day and it never affects me that way, that, I would just breeze through these tests, which I feel I did pretty good anyway. Arlo watched the whole thing.
I watched the whole thing. It looked fine to me. No wobble, no sway, no foot drops.
But he wrote it down as I messed up several times, of course, in his report. He wobbled and fell over.
Thank goodness you have a witness.
Right. We've got a witness. And he's not even written up in the police report. And that was another thing. I had a battle to get the police report. They told me I wasn't entitled to the police report. I had to go to the DA. The DA said I had to go to the police office. And they were pointing the finger at each other as to who has to give me this report.
They're running around.
We both should have rolled up our windows and locked our doors and locked the keys in the car.
Yep.
We can break in later to get them. You're supposed to roll up the windows, lock the doors, lock your keys in the car. They have to get a warrant to search it. They have to get a locksmith out there to break the lock, or pick the lock for you.
We thought as being patients, we didn't have anything to worry about. You know, we're allowed to have on our possession a small amount of marijuana, and we had less than a gram. But as you can see, it doesn't matter how good you do on the test. It doesn't matter how much you tell the officer you're a legal patient. No matter how much evidence you prove, they will find something, DUI especially, to charge you with. And this officer assumed that just because I had smoked marijuana earlier in the day, I was still under the influence hours later, because in his mind that's the way it works, because he does not know how marijuana affects you. He wrote in the police report that my tongue and mouth were green from smoking marijuana. Good shit. In the police report.
Oh, man. How
They're not
bogus
green.
is that?
So the moral of the story is be real careful and do not cooperate with these police because that's how they're going to come after you. They pull you over, they find out you have marijuana, they find out you're a patient. Oh, they're no longer going after possession to cite you anymore. Now they're going to take you down for DUI and take your license, and you're going to have to go through this whole hassle that I'm going to have to go through. I'm certain I can beat this. There's no standards for marijuana intoxication. There's nothing that says this amount of marijuana in your system causes impairment. There's no kind of standards for that. They can take you to jail and they can make you provide a breathalyzer or a blood test, but they cannot make you do the coordination test. They can't force you to do that whatsoever.
It's better to go.
Not do that.
Not do that. Put your keys, lock your car up.
Right.
But they can't. But they will take you to jail and make you take. Well, you'll be there several hours anyway.
They may very well do
all
that.
And
the police can arrest you for anything they want to. It doesn't mean you're guilty.
Good luck.
Thank you.